Okay, Vladimir Bernard, it's just a $2,400 bond, but this guy I've been able to talk to in the past, and now suddenly he's just flipping disappeared on me.
Okay.
And he's not returned my call, and now he's FTA'd. So
like that.
I've developed a type of relationship with these people. I call them every single month, and they say, yes, I'll be there, yes, I'll be there. This one, I called, and they said, well, okay, we'll tell him, and he did call back, and so it was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Next thing I know, I'm receiving a failure to appear notice on him.
It's an interesting type of setup on that case because he had a felony case and he had a state case. The bond was for $8,000 or $8,100, and he had two different courts. So he was dealing with Superior Court and he was dealing with state court. The cases were not binded together. So he completed the case, the felony case in Superior Court. For whatever reason, which this happens not frequently, but it does happen a good amount, he decided he wasn't going to show up for the state court case. And most of them just feel that it's just magically going to disappear. They handle the most serious stuff, and then they just think the other stuff's going to go away.
Absolutely.
So where are we at as far as history with the court dates? I mean, have we been in contact with this guy?
Yeah, he's been
gone?
fine.
I mean,
He just skipped out now. Now I can't find him.
okay.
And he's FTA on me.
And the cosigner is saying anything? I mean, have you been able to notify both parties of the court dates, or just the cosigner, or just the defendant? Or?
Just the defendant.
Okay, so the cosigner is nowhere to be found.
Right.
The defendant you've talked to, but he's missing in action as well.
Right.
Okay. All right. So more than likely he's here locally.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get it issued out to recovery and see what these guys can do with it.
All right, we're getting ready to hit a house on Vladimir Bernard. He got some disorderly conduct charges, giving false information, and obstruction on the officer. I've been doing some investigation on it. His co-signer early in the case, she wanted to come off the bond, and the bond's been explained to her that you just can't come off the bond because we thought it was a little immature matter. So it was a total of an $8,000 case, and he took care of one of the cases, but he still left one case open. So he got moved from his address with this co-signer, and I can skip him down to his mother's house. So we're getting ready to ride over here and see what we see.
Yeah, pick up lines.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this FTA is Bernard Vladimir, disorderly conduct, giving false name, and giving false date of birth. It's over $2 grand.
All right, copy.
It is a slap in the face when we have a defendant that comes in, you have a co-signer who's signing for this person, and they fail to do what they're supposed to do, being out on bond with us.
We pulled past the defendant's house that was right on the left of the corner, and we pulled down to the cone set to suit up. We located a house for sale that was vacant. So normally we like to be incognito when we suiting up. So when we get ready and hit, it ain't causing too much, action to the neighborhood. So we backed in the driveway, and Lawrence pulled his truck in. And as we getting ready to get out, we noticed, we could look between the house, we noticed that it was a female that walked out the driveway. So at this point, everything's on pause of getting suited up because we're in a neighborhood that we're not familiar with, and 9 times out of 10, the defendant is. So we don't know who knows who. So we paused for a second just to try to keep eyes on her to see what she's doing. She walked to the mailbox, never did get any mail out. I had to tell the team, look, it ain't no time to suit up, we gotta go right now. So we jumped in the vehicles, took off back up the street. We passed the house, I went to the right, Lawrence went to the left. Now we're communicating on the radios. I got my partner Smitty actually talking to my other partner, Lawrence, letting them know that it's a Korean woman standing outside in front, but it's a, there ain't no black baby though, is it? It's a Chinese little baby.
What's your description on doing
what this, I can't see this picture. So. There had appeared to be a Filipino woman either babysitting or just walking a child in the driveway. And it just didn't seem right because I know it was an African-American male. So we kind of paused at that point to get the facts straight or story straight. But Chris said, we're going to hit the house. And with my training, it doesn't matter what question you have. Once you receive that order, you make that move.
Who stay here? Oh. It's a Korean woman standing outside in front, but it's a African American that we're looking for. So it kind of throwed a doubt in some of my teammates' heads to say, hey, you know, you sure you got the right address? And when I'm doing my homework and I'm gonna down my homework, I don't doubt myself.
Vladimir?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
He's
there.
inside? He's inside? We confirm, hit the back door. We confirm, hit the back door.
Hey, come out. Come on out.
But she let us know that he was inside, and I grabbed the radio. I let backup, was supposed to be backup, know that we were going to enter the house.
Where you at, bro? Fugitive recovery. Vladimir? Where is he? Where is Vladimir? She point upstairs. At this time, I take point, and Smitty follows me, approaching, going up the stairs and around to the room where he's supposed to be. We got another subject that was in the hallway, which was his brother. Right. And as I went to go into the room, I see a 3-year-old girl standing there. She looked back into the room and then looked back at me. Right. To cut that room to go in to actually get my subject, I got to go around that little girl. But I had to take it upon myself to put myself in danger at this point of going against the rules of what I'm supposed to do because it's a 3-year-old girl standing there. So I didn't want to put her in the line of fire because I didn't know what I was going into.
Come up on that cover! Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands now!
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on out, on the ground. Down.
Down!
Chris started with the verbal commands. I went to the bed, uncovered this individual, and drug him out on the floor. And we handcuffed him and brought him out.
Down!
Put your hand behind your back.
Give me the other hand. Got one for your arrest. Upstairs.
I yelled, you know, was everything okay with Chris? He told me, yeah. So I decided to go upstairs to make sure everything was clear.
Be still, bro.
It's hurting my wrist.
I got you. Just be still.
I asked, was anybody else in the house? Had the house been cleared? The house hadn't been cleared. So I decided to go ahead and make sure everything was safe for us to be able to take the defendant out and make sure we were safe and the defendant was safe. Because it's always a danger. If there is somebody else in the house and you don't know, anything can happen.
It was a successful takedown, but it was a poor takedown. In situations when you're given instructions to your team on what to do and how to do it, everybody should stay in their lane, do what they got to do, handle your business, and everybody go home. At this point, we did it very sloppy. Once I'm out the car, my team should be out the car. Once I'm approaching, my team should be approaching. Everybody got orders on what they do. Hit the back, somebody's hitting the front with me. We had an incident where, in this case, somebody hit the back, and 3 went to the front, and one person coming to the front with us. We got control of the front. Now we got a person that's supposed to went to the back, giving orders on someone to come out the house. We got this. Stay in your lane, go to the back.
But again, we run into these problems. We're gonna get it straight. We're definitely gonna get it straight. Because we're in a house, nobody who's got I got Chris's back, but who the hell's got my back? this is the problem when you got rookies that don't listen.
Why don't you take care of your business, man?
I was talking to a lawyer, and I thought the lawyer said that everything was taken care of. He was gonna call me or something. He never called me.
Nah. You got a failure to appeal. You got a warrant for your arrest, man.
I think he was very sincere on what he was saying. And I mean, this is a 22-year-old kid trying to get his life right, trying to, you know, start all over again. He got a 3-year-old daughter. I mean, he's really trying to get his life on track.
Did he tell you had a court date or?
He said he was going to be looking into it and get back to it about it.
You paying him or he's a public defender?
He's a public defender.
No, I talked to him when I got there. I got somebody in custody right now. All right.
Do you have somebody to post your bond?
When, the last time?
Today.
This time?
Yeah.
How much is it?
It'll probably be the same thing.
How much was that?
It's $2,200.
$2,200.
So I gotta pay $2,200?
Oh, absolutely. No. Well, the percentage, like based like it was before. Well, what's the circumstance of disorderly conduct and giving false names? What happened with that?
It was me and my baby mama got into it at the apartment, and the police pulled up.
And you gave them a false name?
I did.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. It was stupid. Just off the top of my head.
Did she get locked up?
Yeah, she got locked up also.
Oh, so y'all were fighting? Y'all hitting each other?
That's what it was said. No, it was actually because it was a taser, and she pulled the taser out.
She pulled the taser on you?
Yeah.
She didn't get a chance to use it?
She tried. She got
All right.
very close to it.
So you were defending yourself?
I was
And they
really
still?
trying to, but they still took us both in.
Are you working?
No, sir. I was trying to get into work.
Trying to get into work?
Yes, sir.
What kind of work do you do? What are you good at?
I'm good at. I cut hair. I cut grass.
You a barber?
I can't be
Certified?
No, I'm trying to actually find a barber school so I can go to.
He want to go to school, be a professional barber, and I'm willing to help him out with that. I mean, whatever he got to do, get himself right,
really
go to school. I help him pay for it, no problem.
You're about 21 years old, right?
22, sir.
22?
Yes.
It's hard to have a thick skin because sometimes you can relate to some of these young guys. I remember when I was in there at their age and what I was doing. So you kind of, in a way, you got to play you got to understand that this is the law. They breaking the law. We're here to do a job, but you also empathize with them a little bit. You feel their struggles. You know, I understand he's got kids. I've got girls. Love my girls to death, and I'll do anything to be back with them. But unfortunately, sometimes these guys make mistakes. Sometimes by no means of their own, and sometimes by their own admission, they make mistakes.
What occurred here on the second case?
On the second case, like after I settled the first one,
Right.
I had called in. I let y'all know that that case was taken care of.
Right.
And then he was like, when I found out what's going on with my second case, call him back. I called him back one more time. I let him know where I'm supposed to go to court on the 30th. I'm supposed to be there on the 30th to go to court. He said, okay. So on the 30th, I talked to my lawyer. My lawyer said that everything, he said everything was okay.
This is on the 30th of November?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I mean, I was trying to run.
And you realize, in a sense, you were in violation of the contract because you weren't staying where you were supposed to be staying.
Yes,
because the co-signer had no knowledge of where you were.
Who was the co-signer?
Adriana Hayes.
Adriana Hayes. She knew where I was.
She knew where you were the whole time. People, and I felt bad for him, honestly, because he's a young kid, heading in the wrong direction. But if he just made a few changes, he could probably do something very positive with himself. And listening to his side of the story, I was like, okay, you hear it every day. It's the same thing over and over. For whatever reason, a part of me was like, look, let's try and help this guy. Even though he screwed me like 10 times, from the lies to the not showing up in court, and and I even ask myself sometimes, I'm like, why do I even care? You know, why should you care about somebody who is lying to you? I mean, who is bold-faced, doesn't care, because if he did, he would have been there. But that's just me.
She didn't know I was the whole time. I tried to not kept her informed of where I was, but she knew that
Well, because the issue I have with it is that she knew where you were, and she was telling us she had no idea where you were all along. And to this day, she said she hasn't talked to you in months.
She don't know. She probably don't know my exact place, my exact whereabouts, but
right.
It's either I don't know mother's house. Like she knows how to get in touch with me now. Now I do have a phone. I mean, right. She knows I'm trying to get in school, trying to do what I need to do. But
right. Well, this is the deal. You're gonna have one more hurdle here. This is the situation. The case that you have right now is an M case, okay? If it was a T case in state court, you would be able to get it reset for $65, okay? So this is the situation. We're gonna have to surrender you back into custody, okay? And I understand that's not what you want to hear, and believe me, I don't want it to go this route, but if it was a T case, we would have been able to have it reset, which in his situation, because of the day I was having a good day, so I would have allowed him to probably go and reset the case. But because it was an M case, M cases are not resettable. You have to surrender the person back into custody, and then they will get another bond set at a higher amount, and then they can repost that bond. But unfortunately, I'm not allowed to post that bond because once you surrender somebody on bond, you can no longer go back on that bond. Well, this is the deal. We'll let you give Lisa a call, get things set up. We're gonna surrender you back in. They will give you a bond. You're not gonna have no bond, okay? And then we'll go ahead and work on getting you back out, hopefully by tonight. And then we're gonna move forward from this point. I look forward to hopefully turning him in from a bad example into a good example because I do think he has potential and I think he's a good kid.
Once we took the defendant to the jail, we all got together as a team to, share details as to how we felt, how things went. And to me, they didn't go well. The best part of it was that we were safe and we did get the defendant. But as a whole, just the way the entire takedown happened, there was a lot of mistakes made. Myself, I didn't have my weapon.
We're sitting on a hostile situation. The house has yet to be cleared. I'm being asked questions while handcuffing and this FTA.
Upstairs.
I get questioned if the rest of the house was clear. Why are you even in here? If you're watching us, who's watching our back? Who's watching your back? What are you looking out for? There's a lot of movement in this house. So that's a negative. The house was not clear. The rookie volunteers to go clear the house, which was a mistake. We didn't have time to suit up, so she shouldn't have been going alone. She shouldn't have been going at all. She didn't have a weapon.
I was already told that I'm a rookie. I'm not a rookie. I don't play baseball, basketball, or football. This is real what we do. This is not a game. I'm a new member. What really came down on me is that I didn't have my weapon. There's times when we don't have time to really suit up. We have to go in the way we are. That was a moment where I went in the way I was. Yeah, I could have been killed. Thank God that I wasn't. But if I come up on another situation where I don't have time to get my weapon, I may not get it. But that's not the way I want to do it. And hopefully that's the last time that ever happens.
She was handed a weapon that didn't belong to her, which is two rookie mistakes. It was a debacle, to say the least. And we're gonna have a meeting about that. I'm getting in somebody's ass this evening.
I didn't know what was going on, I knew I didn't bring my weapon. I didn't have my weapon. He had his, and I figured, okay, if somebody was gonna come through the back, at least he did have the weapon. I just had an immediate reaction just to come in the house to see what was going on, and if it was something I could do, I was gonna do.
Well,
totally wrong.
If you didn't have a weapon, you should have just stuck by somebody who had a weapon. Period. Like I was saying, once we got upstairs, we did the takedown. I hear voices. You asked me if the place was clear. Right. But before all of that, you came upstairs and I heard your voice, and you said, "Chris, is everything okay?" Why are you only asking for Chris?
Everybody gonna left their post from being outside to coming inside. Nobody suited up. Nobody have vests on. We all boxed up in one room. If somebody else decides to want to make sure that he's not going nowhere, and they want to take us out, we boxed up in the room, and it's nothing for us to do. We got kids in the house, and in this type of business, bullets flying, going through. I mean, they make these houses out of sheetrock now. We got kids in the house. Anybody could have got hit. That was a poor situation how it went down. Yelled upstairs, or y'all clear, or whatever. At this point, we already know that the communication is out.
Right. And that was part of the reason.
No,
You should have stayed
at that point. He knew. We still didn't know that the radio wasn't working because he's saying that he didn't get the
That's true,
transmission.
right. And
So I'm still going under the assumption that I gave a command, it ain't being followed.
Right. And see, that's why we came, because we knew, y'all didn't know, but we knew the communications was out. So if in that commotion, if you were calling on the radio saying, hey, we need so-and-so and so-and-so, you thinking it's working. I know it's not working. That's why we were already making our way around.
Okay, if y'all knew the communication was out, they should have came in downstairs, no matter the communication went wrong. They should have came downstairs like it happened and said, hey, is everything clear? Yeah, it's clear, upstairs. At that point, the rest of the team takes control of whatever downstairs, make it clear enough, crowd control, to make sure we get out of this house, out of this neighborhood, back to a safe environment. It didn't happen. But I promise you it won't happen again, because the head's gonna roll.
Always want things to go great, sometimes they don't, but we always try to stay prepared. We always try to stay on top of our toes. And unfortunately, it was just a miscommunication with the radios. It really wasn't a miscommunication on our part, it's just failure between radios, basically.
All right, Vladimir have contacted us. I got a smile on my face because he gonna contact us and let us know that he gonna enroll in school. I mean, he's on the road to redemption, to take care of his business, to be a professional barber. And I'm happy for him because it seems like it wasn't a good moment when we went out there and took him down, but hey, we planted a seed and we changed the life. I mean, he's part of the youth, man. His whole life is ahead of him. And hey, I'm proud of him.